Hey guys, your resident Kairi fan here, deciding to chime in a little bit because I feel like the Kairi hate's gotten a little out of hand lately. So much so that one of my dear friends on Tumblr has recently told me that she can't even cosplay the character without getting a lot of hate for it. A lot of the hate for Kairi, of course, comes from people saying that she's useless, and here's why I think that is totally inaccurate. Even though Kairi, can't fight that well yet per se, she's still done so much. In Birth by Sleep, she inspires Aqua not to give up, and Sora and KH1 as well. And she's part of the reason that Riku wanted to see other worlds. And she's Sora and Riku's motivation and the reason they get up to do a lot of things for a lot of the games. Also often, Kairi wants to go out and help, but Sora and Riku are the ones who tell her not to. She saved Sora's life twice in KH1, and even though she wanted to go with Sora to find Riku, she settled on giving him her lucky charm when he told her not to, and I do think its magic helped reunite the trio. And the fact that Sora can never truly forget Kairi is why he didn't become a heartless puppet of the organization's enchanted memories. And Kairi does get stronger physically in each game she's in. In KH2, she's stronger than she was in KH1, and in KH3, she's stronger than she was in KH2. Same thing with Remind and Melody of Memory afterward. But in KH2, Kairi's tired of waiting and she becomes more active. She goes to look for Sora herself the moment that she can. She escaped Axel twice, first with the help of Riku and Pluto, then by herself. Axel says the following: I kidnapped Kairi, but she got away from me. After that, Sykes caught her. And then, in KH2, she seems ready to get into a fistfight with people in order to defend herself, something she didn't do at all in KH1. She and Sora create the path for him to get into the castle that never was. She jumps off a balcony and fights with a Keyblade for the first time. And in doing this, she helps Sora, Donald, and Goofy from being overrun by Heartless. She recognizes Riku and is the one who convinces him to stay. She points out things that others need to notice before they see it in KH2 and KH3. She goes into the final battle in KH2, but she does kicked out of it. But she never even got to do that in KH1, and by KH3, she's in the final battle. Almost the whole time and fights members of Organization 13. She's pretty evenly matched with Shion. She also fights Heartless Nobodies and Unversed in KH3. Oh, and she gets Sora and Riku out of the Realm of Darkness in KH2, of course. And she breaks Sora out of this illusion that Xemnas put him in of Memory Skyscraper in KH2. In KH3, Kairi's training to be a Keyblade wielder because she wants to help the world. She holds on to Naminé's heart and brings her back. And by her fighting to keep Sora from fading when he dies, she overturns the prophecy about light expiring and leads to everyone else getting rescued that way, as Sora goes to rescue them. She gets to defeat Master Xehanort, her murderer, alongside Sora, and in some sick gameplay, and she gets to put the final blow on him with everyone else. And she also tries to keep Aqua and Vin from doing something suicidal in KH3. And even though she got swallowed by the Heartless Swarm, she wasn't the last one to, so the fact that she's the last one we see makes it seem like she was fighting to get out of there. In Melody of Memory, Kairi fought better than we've ever seen, and only lost to Xehanort because he was a manifestation of her worst fears about him. Sora possessed her body in order to win the fight, but I think it's implied it's both of them together fighting him, even though if they do kind of do a bad job showing that. I also heard that in the Japanese version it said that Kairi turned into Sora of her own free will because she knew she could defeat Xehanort that way, but don't quote me on that. And now she's training with Aqua to get even better so she can finally stand with Sora and Riku. My girl is not useless, guys. Even if Nomura is somewhat sexist when it comes to her and gives her these hurdles that no one else has to overcome. Look at what Kairi does in Melody of Memory. It's so cool. She's learned from past mistakes and is learning to let go of her Keyblade if someone grabs it so she can get away. We've never seen anyone do that kind of thing before. Roxas was still mystified that Sora could summon his Keyblade back after he dropped it in KH2. And she's a Princess of Heart! And the only Princess of Heart Keyblade wielder. And Yin Sid said that the princesses make up all the light in the world, and without them the world would fall to shadow once more. And I think she tried to get Mickey back from the explosion when Diz's Kingdom Hearts encoder was blowing up. So yeah, guys. Kairi, my girl, is not useless in the slightest. She's actually done a lot. Even if it's not fighting-based, it's light-based. Which is actually kind of a refreshing breath of fresh air. So can we cut my girl some slack, please? Thanks so much.